Do you suppose we'll meet any wild animals?
We might. Animals that eat straw? Some, but mostly lions and tigers and bears.
Lions?
And tigers? And bears.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh, my.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh, my.
Oh, my is right. Are you getting these notices, too? I mean, imagine this. You're in the front yard and suddenly you see a black bear that's 300 pounds. Well, it is part of our life for many neighborhoods in Southern California, as bears and other wildlife are just doing what comes naturally, looking for food, mainly, right? Maybe water on a day like this. And when I got this email a week ago from our local police department saying that there was a 300-pound bear spotted twice in the area, I thought, you know what? I'm not sure if I know what to do. I know you're not supposed to run. Yeah, right. How do you not run? You're supposed to just be calm. But then I start to think, well, how many of us really know? I mean, we know that the bear wants the food, and supposedly not you two, but I wanted to get a little bit smarter about this, and I thought we could get some help from a guy who's been doing this for at least 15 years with the State Department of Fish and Game, Warden Patrick Foy. So thanks for being here, Patrick.
Hi, good afternoon, Cindy.
Good afternoon. Now, you aren't afraid of bears, are you?
Oh, not too afraid of them. They're typically not too interested in harming anybody, and mostly they just want to be on their own and by themselves. So for the most part, it's nothing you ever have to worry about in terms of personal safety.
You sound pretty calm about the whole thing.
Yeah, I've seen lots of bears. I've worked with bears. In fact, I very much enjoy working with bears. And when you're up close and personal with them, you've got to be careful.
Yeah.
But it's something that you can do safely, and you can manage it. And for the most part, you can get through your what you need to do working with them and make sure the bear's not hurt too bad and we're not hurt too bad. But we are professionals, and we have the right tools and equipment and training to make those kinds of contacts more manageable.
Well, that means the tranquilizer sometimes, right?
Yeah, I've personally tranquilized 4 bears in my career and have harassed and scared off many others. But it's usually pretty uncommon when they get to the point where you have to start getting your hands on them.
So why are bears finding their way to us more and more? Is it mainly for food, or is it water? They're hot, or what's going on?
Really, food and water, both of those things, and especially right now, you've got all this incredible heat in Southern California, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if some of these bears ended up in backyard swimming pools and things like that, any place where they can get some water. But also, really, the main thing is always food. And it's kind of a no-brainer for people who are concerned about how do you keep bears from coming close to me, is you prevent attracting them in the first place. Mm-hmm. They want food, and humans are a source of food, not directly. It's not human beings being a source of food, but garbage, fallen fruit from the fruit trees, garden vegetables.
Dog food, right?
Pet food's a big one.
Yeah.
Those things, but garbage is really the biggest. But those pet food, garbage are two things that have a very strong odor and can attract bears from great distances.
So, Warden, I mean, when I was in Alaska, they have, obviously that is bear country, and they have these special trash cans, you probably have seen them, where it's a special angle designed for the bear not to be able to lift the lid. It just kind of doesn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? It limits them. Are our regular city trash cans, recycling bins, those big plastic tubs that we leave out for the city to take away, are those going to be at risk in terms of the bear being able to get in and get the food?
Yeah, it's not just Alaska. There are some very progressive places in California, South Lake Tahoe, and the Tahoe Basin in particular. Up in Mammoth Lakes, the community of Mammoth Lakes is very progressive in having bear-proof garbage containers, and they are designed to prevent bears from getting access to that garbage. And in communities in Southern California, this is certainly not a requirement, and it's not very common, actually, but it may become necessary at some point. Hopefully, people can take action, preventative action, to prevent this from becoming a major problem. And that is, basically, when you have a bear that's frequenting an area, if you can just secure the garbage and keep it inside the garage, if necessary, for the week, and then wait until the morning of garbage pickup before you put it out for the garbage service. That's the number one thing that a community can do. It has to be a community, because a single guy doing it isn't going to help it has to be everybody working together, is going to prevent attracting that bear in the first place.
So how far down from the mountains and the hills will bears go? I mean, how low into the city have you heard of these black bears making their way throughout Southern California and actually having a sighting or an encounter with someone?
Oh, I can tell you, Monrovia is a community that has had many bear visits over the last, at least my career, of 15 years. And other places all over California, in the middle of Carmel, California, which is a very wonderful community of people who are, self-described animal lovers, and they've got bears that are sometimes found right in the middle of town. So these kinds of things can happen. It's not common, but it does happen, and it's all about the food. It's all about the bears finding a source of food, and when that happens, people need to take action as a community and prevent attracting that bear in the first place.
And you were sharing with me on the phone earlier that some people actually try to feed bears. I mean, they put food out intentionally thinking, oh, isn't that cute? I'm going to help those hungry bears have a snack. And that's not a smart idea at all.
Oh, it's a terrible idea. That's part of the problem with South Lake Tahoe and Mammoth Lakes, is those are communities that have a very transient population. They have people that come up there to go skiing or vacation or whatever. So people go up there and they think it's really neat to feed the bears and take pictures of them. But ultimately, they go home. The residents are stuck there with these bears that have become habituated to human sources of food, possibly because people are feeding them. And then the transient visitors go back to their homes in the cities, and they leave the residents of these communities up in arms about the bears that are now trying to find sources of food in their own backyard. So that's a huge problem.
So now they're used to McDonald's as opposed to eating berries or whatever's in nature. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's things that you wouldn't think about eating, just fish bones, or cleaning off the turkey bones or chicken bones, those kinds of things. Bears, that's a smorgasbord for a bear. That's good stuff for them. They love it, and it has such a strong odor that if people don't secure that garbage, it's going to attract that bear from a great distance.
What about bird feeders? I heard that if you are hanging your bird feeder at a certain height or a certain location, because we have bird feeders, we love to have all kinds of birds come, and we have hummingbird feeders, and I'm wondering, is that an attraction to bears?
It can be. Bird feeders can be an attractant, and most people, and most biologists would argue that bird feeders aren't necessarily a great thing for birds, because birds can find and forage on their own pretty successfully, and if people want to have bird feeders, that can be okay, but they have to take great care in taking very good care of the bird feeders, keeping it very clean, and picking up any type of seed that gets kicked out and fallen on the ground. Those are the kinds of things that, because bird feeders can help, can attract bears, but they can also help spread diseases amongst birds.
So okay.
A lot of things, people don't realize that. So just go through, look at any website, and you can find proper care of bird feeders. But to answer your question, they can be a source, an attractive source for bears that will come in there and they'll rip the bird feeders down and break it open and get that good grub inside, because the bears will eat that stuff just like the birds will.
Yeah. And what about our grills? I mean, if our grill, like some of us, we're guilty of it. You've done the grill at night, you're tired, and maybe you haven't cleaned the grill. Some of the juice from that steak is still sitting on there. I mean, there's no food left, but is that going to somehow attract bears to come out onto your pool deck or your patio somehow? Well,
that's a great observation, and in fact it does. And if you've ever gone out to your barbecue after a while and opened it up and you see the ants inside of it, those ants are there for the same reason. And that uncooked food or that grease from the steak that drips down and doesn't get burnt off has a very strong odor. And we've had countless stories of bears that come in, hop the fence of the person's backyard, and just completely destroy their barbecue trying to get at that grease.
Jeez.
And, there's a real easy solution to that particular problem.
Don't ever grill. No.
No, I wouldn't say. I'm a big backyard barbecue
fan.
I mean,
who wants to clean it that night? I mean, you're tired, you want to relax, but okay, go ahead, keep talking.
No, just when you're done cooking, if you just turn it on high for several minutes and let all that grease burn off.
Okay.
And that's going to help tremendously. So that's going to really knock the smell down, and it's going to burn off all that edible food and just blacken it into carbon. So it's not going to be as strong and attractive for a bear.
How about fallen fruit? We have a lot of trees. I mean, there's trees everywhere. There's fruit trees all over. We're the land of orange and citrus trees in Southern California, and we have loquats. In fact, our dogs love to eat the fallen loquats, and they're chomping on the seed, and it's almost like their bonus snack. And I'm thinking, you know what? I bet you that the bears are going to like that too.
Oh, the bears love that rotten fruit, and stuff that's fallen off the tree onto the ground. We might look at that and think, "Oh, I don't want to eat that. It's mushy and rotten." But those bears will come in there and they love it.
It's like honey in a jar.
They'll climb right up into the tree and rip the branches down too to get at that fruit.
So we have a lot of extra chores now. You've just added to our weekend list. We've got to get all that fruit.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you.
That's okay. That's all right. Well, so you're saying overall that we shouldn't be afraid. I mean, now that you've given us some great advice on how to keep, the bears away from our home. But let's say that, God forbid, we have an encounter. We shouldn't be afraid.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to be too easy on them because they can be very dangerous if, in fact, the most dangerous situation you can be confronted with a bear is being in a location in between the bear and a place where the bear wants to go.
Mm-hmm. Like their cub.
That can happen too, but mostly it's an escape route. So, and the stories we've heard are oftentimes when a bear so-called attacks someone. It's hard to really define it as an attack when in fact it's just a place where that homeowner or person ends up in a location where that bear is trying to get through to escape, and that person happens to be standing in the way, and you're not going to win that fight. That 300-pound bear that you described earlier is going to make its way whether you're there or not. So when they come through, they'll knock into a person, and that physical contact is going to be defined as an attack.
All right. Well, Warden, don't go away. We have more questions for you. We're supposed to just kind of stand large, like we're a human being and we're not an animal. We're not afraid of them. And then we're going to talk about other wild critters that might be heading down from the hills, from coyotes to mountain lions to you name it. Home Wizards here, Cindy Dole. We're going to keep you safe here on KFWB News Talk 980.
Man can talk to the animals. It's a miracle. In a year from now, I guarantee, I'll be the marvel of the mammals, playing chess with camels. No more just a boring old MD. I'll study every living creature's language.